Welcome to Ordo Militaris Radio TV and we're lifelong Catholics. And what we do is all for free and for love of Jesus Christ and for Holy Mother, the Church. And we'll defend our Holy Mother, the Church. Today's show is about Saint Olga of Kyiv and one of her French grandsons. It's an honor and privilege to share her blood as another one of her grandsons to do this program. Yeah, for icon. May Saint Olga intercede for Ordo Militaris Catholicus. Amen. So before we begin on who her French great grandson was, it's been a while since we did a show on her, and so I thought I'd give you a little brief bio on her. So let's begin with that. Saint Olga was renowned for her wisdom and sobriety. In her youth, she became the wife of Igor, the son of the great prince Rurik. And he was the great prince of Kyiv, who ruled during the 10th century. And there was enemies of him. I decided to come to do what they could and cause harm to the people. They killed him. And after they killed Igor, they started to try to rule Olga, or Olga. And she would not have it. She wouldn't have it because she saw them kill her husband. So they left, and left by going up the river. You all heard this famous story of hers, where she asked them to come back down the river, the same way they traveled. But she had set in place things that would capture these guys. One would be buried alive. One would be boiled to death. And the other would be, his ship would be actually, it pull his boat onto the shore, and his ship and himself will be also buried. After this, she was moved about the Catholic faith and went to Constantinople to receive holy baptism. The emperor, seeing her outward beauty and inward greatness, asked her to marry him. She said she could not do this before she was baptized. She furthermore asked him to be her godfather at the font, which he agreed to do. After she was baptized, receiving the name of Helen, the emperor repeated this proposal of marriage. She answered that now he was her father through holy baptism, and that not even among the heathen was it heard of a man marrying his daughter. Graciously accepting to be outwitted by her He sent her back to her land with priests and sacred texts and holy icons. Although her son Svatoslav remained a pagan, she planted the seed of faith in her grandson Vladimir. She reposed in peace in 969 AD. Now, she knew how to defend her people against those who killed her husband. But did you know? Through her bloodline, she is the defender of Christians. And her French grandson also went on the First Crusade. Hugh, Count of Vermandois. He was the younger son of King Henry I of France and Anne of Kyiv, younger brother of Philip I. He became the first Capetian Count of Vermandois after his mentally deficient brother-in-law Otto was disinherited. In 1085, Hugh helped William the Conqueror repel a Danish invasion of England. In early 1096, Hugh and Philip began discussing the First Crusade after news of the Council of Clermont reached them in Paris. Although Philip could not participate as he had been excommunicated, Hugh was said to have been influenced to join the crusade after an eclipse of the moon on February 11, 1096. In late August 1096, Hugh and his crusader army left France and traveled via the Alps and Rome to Bari, where he would cross the Adriatic Sea into the territory of the Byzantine Empire. Unlike most crusaders who traveled over land, his armada was possibly commanded by Arnaud II, Count of Arschat, according to Anna Komnena's chronicle, the Exiliad. You sent a message that she called absurd to her father, the Byzantine Emperor Alexis I, Comnenus, demanding a proper welcome. Know, Emperor, that I am the King of Kings, the greatest of all benefits greatest of all beneath the heavens. It is fitting that I should be met on arrival and received with pomp and ceremony appropriate to my noble birth. So yeah, they had a good welcome by the emperor. Anna recorded a conversation between Hugh and Godfrey of Boulogne, where Hugh tried to persuade Godfrey to pledge allegiance to Alexis. Godfrey, however, refused, saying, "You left your own country as a ruler, with all that wealth and a strong army. Now from the heights you brought yourself to the level of a slave. And then, as if you had won some great success, have you come here to tell me to do the same?" He replied, "We ought to have stayed in our own countries and kept our hands off other people's. But since we've come thus far and need the emperor's protection, no good will come of it unless we obey his orders." So he didn't fulfill his pledge of the First Crusade and he couldn't get reinforcements from the Emperor Alexis. So he went back to France. He was scorned for not having fulfilled his vow as a crusader to complete a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, and Pope Paschal II threatened to excommunicate him. He joined the subsequent crusade of 1101, but was wounded in battle with the Turks led by Gil Ariston at the Second Battle of Nicosia in September, and died of his wounds in October in Tarsus. So he died as a Christian hero in the Second Crusade, making up of what he didn't do in the First Crusade. It is neat that we're doing this program because we Ordo Militaris are also trying to do what the Crusaders did, and after they did set up the military orders in Jerusalem, is help defend and protect Christians. It is an honor to follow in his footsteps, even though he got cold feet on the First Crusade. He made good of it on the Second Crusade and died in battle as a Christian warrior. It's been hard slugging for 7 long years in our work at Ordo Militaris. You get donors. Still have yet to find anybody who will invest with us. So we have not been able to do our full-fledged work of the PMC or security corporation, where we can actually set up training camps and do the work of the PMC. But I hope with St. Olga's intercession and with you watching us, that we have helped numerous charities all 7 years, in helping the Christians in Mosul, helping the Christians in Olga, Lebanon, of the Syrian Christian refugees who came into Olga, helping the Catholic school in India, parish in Hawaii, wounded warrior veterans of the Armenian Artsakh War. Not the previous Artsakh War. Helping the Metropolitan of Ukraine set up housing for those who lost housing to the bombings by Russia. Now we are trying to help people of Artsakh, but it is becoming harder and harder because no one is answering any response. No emails being returned, no phone call being returned. So may Saint Olga of Kyiv, help us, intercede for us, open doors for us, find us investors, so that we can do our true mission of defending Christians on the ground where they are need protection. And I ask you to watch our part 1 video on who is Saint Olga, so you have a better story about her. Please like and share this program. And if you can, please be generous and help Ordo Militaris Catholicus and help the project of Ordo Militaris Inc. Everything will be listed in the description of the Rumble and Odyssey video. And this is Ordo Militaris Radio TV signing off. Deus Volt.